Welcome back to Ferocious Education. This is Ed. Today we're going to be talking once more about PROG, as there's high volumes and I do want to address a few things. It's going to be an unbiased video, so I'm not going to be here pushing the stock onto and saying yes, it's going to go skyrocket to the moon, but I'm going to actually be a little bit more onto a realistic side with volumes and understanding the valuation of this company, just in case the stock does plummet and you have to hold it for a while. So the company itself is a biotech company with a multi-omics approach. Now, they're a biotechnology company innovating in the fields of gastrointestinal health and oral biotherapeutics. Now, on November 15th, they mentioned they're going to participate in the Piper Sandler 33 annual virtual healthcare conference, which will be put up on November 22nd, 2021 at around 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So it's going to be more off a fireside chat, and they will also participate in one-on-one meetings with investors on Tuesday for November 30th. So this news in general also seen a bit of an interest in terms of the stock price, and overall retail took into consideration onto that. You're able to see some names in retail that are trying to push this one, not just on Twitter, but other places. Before then, you had on November 10th, PROG provides corporate updates and reports the third quarter 2021 results. So they added important patents further protecting the company's therapeutic delivery technologies. They also added strong biotherapeutics capabilities to management team and board of directors and implemented a cost-cutting measure expected to result in approximately $145 million in cost saving on an annual basis. Also, the management did host a conference call back on November 10th. I'm pretty sure you're able to find recordings of it. But some of the major things, including for the highlights, adding the 4 patents for this company itself, and they entered into an additional partnership with a large pharmaceutical company to evaluate or elevate in general its therapeutics and Progenity oral biotherapeutics delivery system. They also continued to make progress with device and manufacturing improvements for OBDS and drug delivery systems, held its first inflammatory bowel disease clinical advisory board meeting, and they added biotechnology and biotherapeutics capabilities to the management team and board of directors. Now, they also raised approximately $40 million in gross proceeds from underwritten public offerings, which we know, unfortunately, and engaged advisory firm and launched managed processing to the license for Preecludia trade marketed test to the commercial partners. Now, if we were to take a look quickly towards their fundamentals, their price over sales, this is a pharmaceutical, so the price over sales is going to be very, very horrible. It's around 46.67. So it's around, I would say the market average is around 4. Let's be generous, give it 5. It's around almost 9 times more valued than their competitors. Price over sales on Finviz is around 18, which makes it around 3 times more overvalued than the competitors. Now, this one really seen a nice jump from 0.75 all the way to a top of around 615. We're going to discuss about the volumes and where we can anticipate it probably would land and some key supports and resistances in a second. But before doing so, if you would like to see more contents like this, make sure to click the subscribe button on the bottom right corner and leave notifications on. Also, don't forget to drop a like to this video if you've actually enjoyed this video so far, and you can join us on our Discord in the description below. Now, a quick thing about their assets. We're going to compare September 30th, 2021 to December 31st, 2020. Their assets has declined around 50% less, or I mean, more of around 34% less. Their total assets went from around 154 million to around 98 million. So it's been a drop. The total current liabilities, or total liabilities in general, went from around 261 million to around 275 million. And their total current liabilities, 73 to around 103 million. So they decreased their assets, increased their liability. It doesn't look good, but when we're looking into just general revenues, this is a biotech, so the revenues are minimal, if not existent. Now, yes, it went from around 56,000 to 182,000, but their net loss remains somewhat off the same caliber. Now, institutional buyers were able to see some names adding in. For instance, Tier Advisors adding around 12,000, Jane Street Core adding around 62,000, And you're able to see some liquidation of positions, such as Bank of America liquidated their entire position. State Street Corp added only 5.29 additional. Parian Global Management liquidating their position. Savvy Management putting a put onto this one, and Morgan Stanley liquidating 13% off their position. Insiders, there's nothing to talk about. There's just the words and taxes, so it's just kind of the regular things we're looking at. In terms of short shares availability, there's around 350,000 shares only available for borrowing that are not currently being borrowed, and the short borrow fee rate is around 69% for this company. Now we're able to see that the short volume on an average tends to be between 40 and 50%, or even 60% in some cases, and short volume does take a contribution towards the price action, but short interest itself is somewhat low, around 17%. Let's move on now towards technical analysis. So from technical analysis, there are a few things that are bullish and bearish. So first off, you got E10 SMA being above the 30 EMA. That's a really nice thing to see on the technical indicators. And there's also in between them something called a trading action zone between 389 and 333. So that on its own is very bullish. If it does drop within there, you're most likely going to see a bullish reversal like we've seen previously on the 12th and the 13th of November. Currently, the 50 SMA is also climbing up. It's soon to cross the 200 SMA. It's going to create something called the golden cross. And the golden cross here is a very bullish kind of sign that there might be a massive push for this one very soon. Now, in terms of willing percent R, it's sitting very similar to, by the way, the RSI between overbought and oversold, smack on to the neutral zone. The MACD here is still on the bullish side. There's not much of a strong momentum. You're able to see it attempted a positive reversal on the 16th successfully. On the 17th, opened up higher and then slipped down. And then we're going on with a similar green candle, similar to that of the 16th. Although momentum is bullish, around 1.78. So we can anticipate that the stock will continue on to see a rise in price, or at least rise in momentum. In terms of stochastic fast and stochastic slow, now it's a little bit mixed because it's showing that some of these indicators are going down. For instance, on the fast, it's the percent K fast, and for the slow, it's the percent K slow. Now, for this stock itself, it's kind of mixed. It's really telling you got to be very careful to whichever support or resistance you're closest to. Bollinger Bands and moving average bands are actually going on almost in a parabolic manner, suggesting this is a very strong uptrend. Currently, it's expected to trade between 485 on the top of the Bollinger Band and 261 on the bottom. The moving average bands are between 410 on the top and 336 at the bottom. Now, this is the chart that I've drawn before, and I said if it does fall below this trend line or channel, you might be in trouble. We're able to see that currently it's back within this channel itself, and it actually broke it both on the bottom and both on the top. So really, it's hard to give a new channel for that. Even if we were to go back towards the older level, it's very hard to link everything up together. So for this, we're gonna omit that, and we're gonna go towards just price line actions, supports and resistances, starting off with the Fibonacci retracement at the 786 all the way down to 66. There's some critical resistances such as the 511 level, 632, 786. Supports are 426, 341, 236, and 66 cents. And on price line action, we're able to see critical resistances at 489. It needs to break it. After that, you got 5 and then 513, 535, and then 592. If it does break that, you're going to 638 and then straight on to 714 and 746 to 786. Supports, we're able to see a few, such as down to the 467, 436, going down to the 403, 356, going downwards to the 335, and then down to the 312, downwards to the 297, 263, 237, 203, and then downwards to the 185, to 173, and 149. Now, of course, the bottom of this would be 66 cents, but rest assured that that $1 compliance requirement is no longer needed for this one, as the stock is trading well above $1 for a quite significant amount of time. Now, comes to the question to Ed, what do you think about this company? Now, first off, in terms of analyst ratings, Analysts themselves have given this one a $3 average price target, around 40% drop from where it is right now. So in all different price targets, it's currently considered overvalued. Now, the reality of this one, fundamentally, it's heavily overvalued. This company has no business fundamentally being this high. Now, retail has pushed this one in terms of a momentum, and the only problem with this is you got this massive floor. You got this supports sitting closer to $4. Now, currently, it's closer to the $5. And so what happens is, at any given day, as you get to see this massive candle that went from 620 all the way to 455, it can drop as fast as it went, or even faster as it went. You're able to see historically, there was previous push where it drove it all the way to 786 and then back to 546. And within 48 hours, the stock price went to 358. And it's very realistic that it happens again. And you get to see historically, the stock went from 801 within a few days to 427, 50% in value drop. So meanwhile, you can still make money playing the volume if you're very careful. But the question is, how experienced are you in, or if the floor does drop, are you most likely going to lose money? And if that's the answer is yes, then you might want to consider your risk itself and just put money you're willing to lose as a high risk bet. What do you think about the sticker? Make sure to down in the comments below. Share, subscribe, and like, and have a wonderful day. Now, if you're still here on this video, make sure to drop down below and join our Discord. We have a lot of different things going on, including, for instance, members that gives picks for free. It's not pump and dumps, we just things we think about, swings, etc. We also have really exciting bots. You can actually use those ones. For instance, we're just testing out this bot, for instance, that gives you Fibonacci resistance points, activities, etc. And we have a bunch of free things, totally free. We run on tips here, and you can ask me questions, suggest stocks, etc. It's a really nice community that has been growing up very fast at a very good rate, and it's totally free. If you would like to join that one, feel free to do so in the description below, and have a wonderful day.